We're going to begin our lessons with an important linguistic feature of ASL. Classifiers. It's signed like this. We'll begin by reviewing classifier labeled 1 and classifier 2. So what's the purpose of classifiers? Classifiers use ASL hand shapes to show a variety of different meanings, multiple meanings, depending on how you use them. And also it depends on the context. This chart demonstrates a number of the hand shapes that are used as classifiers. Some of these hand shapes are numbers. Some of them are finger-spelled alphabet letters. But when they are used as classifiers, they are neither numbers or letters. The purpose of classifiers is at least threefold. They provide additional information about a noun. That woman over there is very thin. So we start with the noun and we have the additional information. In this case, she's thin, and that uses a classifier. They can provide more descriptive information about an object. I want to know more about that book. Is it thick or thin? So the classifier indicates the size of the book. Classifiers can describe surfaces, smooth, rough, maybe pitted. This hand shape here, is a classifier that represents roughness. Classifiers define boundaries or perimeters. So I've set a boundary here. I'm on one side and someone else is on the other. They provide information about the degree or extent of something. Staring would have a longer duration. So the sign for see or look, you see me here with the repeated circular motion. And this sign, that one, is glance. It's the same hand shape, but the movement is quick. So a classifier can show different ways we use our vision. The surface of the terrain of a road a car is driving down can be described based on movement of the classifier. You see here, the vehicle that's going over a rough or bumpy terrain versus a smooth road. How are classifiers incorporated into an ASL sentence? First, you identify the noun that is to be described, and in the sentence, I'll keep my woman here. I'll say she's heavy set. I'll use the classifier for heavy. She's a big woman. So if we go back to our woman, notice how she's referenced in space. We point to her in space. And now we'll describe her as thin. So the basic sentence pattern is to identify the noun first, then add the classifier. Classifiers are used in various ways but limited to specific meaning representations. They are used heavily and beautifully in ASL storytelling and poetry. The first classifier I'll introduce is CL1. It uses the index finger. It looks like a natural gesture for the number 1. It generally represents an individual and its location, action, and manner. Could be a person strolling down the street. Or a person in a rush. Or a drunk person staggering. The manner of the person walking could be slow, lumbering, implying the person is tired. Classifiers can be manipulated to reflect, like I said, walking slowly, but also in this case, they could be hunched over or moving quickly, falling down, or other characteristics which can be depicted with the movement and the classifier 1. It's a very flexible linguistic tool. So CL1 can be modified to depict up to 5 individuals by using more fingers. So two people coming together, now 2 people and a third person. Here we've got 2 couples, 2 triads. You see how you can modify it to show people coming together. The CL5 depicts larger crowds, even beyond 5. And you see these movements that shows the groups passing by each other. Or you can show the classifier 5 to indicate a lineup of people. It's a very creative linguistic feature. CL1 can also represent cylindrical objects. For example, a pencil sitting on a surface, a log of wood resting on another one, or a pole, which unfortunately is hit by a car. CL1 can be used to outline shapes, a triangle, a square, circle, CL2, which looks like the natural gesture for the number 2, but it isn't, represents a person's legs, like this, walking along a surface, or jumping. The CL2 can also show the act of walking without a surface base. It can also represent the eyes. By changing directions and using space, you can understand the person's change in eye gaze. In ASL, and for deaf people, the eyes are crucial to meaning. Non-manual signals are important. See the difference in how the eyes look? There's a difference between giving someone a dirty look, showing curiosity, or other meanings conveyed. Again, I want to reinforce that facial grammar is important in ASL. CL2 can show a human body in various positions, such as lying down, or more specifically under the covers. Thank you.